The NHL, the National Hockey League, has announced they're going to be having a new expansion team.
The NHL has announced that the Honolulu Hammerheads,
will
be the next expansion team. Honolulu? Honolulu. Before Quebec City.
People of Hawaii.
How are we going to house a hockey team in the hottest state in the entire country?
So many better options for expansion.
Has been begging for representation in major sports for so long.
Honolulu can't have ice.
You know, I didn't even know they had ice in Honolulu.
One of the best places to expand currently.
Do the people of Honolulu even know what hockey is?
Where are we going with that? New general manager,
GM Ryan Ryebrad.
GM Ryebrad.
Who is this guy?
He's a dynasty builder, okay?
Where'd he come from?
I think they're going to prove a lot of people wrong.
This will be a failure of an experiment for the NHL. We do not need another Arizona Coyotes.
I am all in for it. I love the idea.
We are back with your Honolulu Hammerheads, and yeah, it took me a while to get over that loss to the Colorado Avalanche there in Game 7. We lost 3-1 in the conference finals, back-to-back years losing to the Colorado Avalanche, and that was, I believe, Season 6? I can't exactly remember off the top of my head. I'm looking over here at the Hammerheads tracker that I need to update, by the way. It's not officially updated yet. It should be, and I will post a pinned comment. But we have definitely gone through, yeah, this will be the 6th season, I think. Yeah, we are in the year, yeah, this was the 27th season. That was season, I don't want some, I want the, yeah, that was 5. So that was season 6 where we finished 43, 30, and 9. So I'm just updating that quickly. And it looks like that's our lowest point total since year 2, where we finished with back-to-back 78-point seasons. So, I mean, we came in 4th in the division. It's honestly a significant downgrade. However, the playoff run was probably the closest we've ever gotten. Making it to the back-to-back conference finals, but this time losing in 7 instead of 5. Honestly, guys, we are on the cusp. However, if we take a look at these lines, these can't last forever, and I'm kind of glad I stopped it here. Ovechkin, I have to assume he's going to retire. And then on defense, Thomas Chabot, I really doubt we're going to be able to bring him back. It would be fantastic, and I think we should, but Voloshenko should hopefully be ready to step into that role. And in goal, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, guys, you know we've got him locked up long-term. He was not great in the playoffs, so it was his best regular season, though, so I'm hoping he jumps a little bit. But honestly, guys, Zach Benson's now up to an 88. Safronov's an 87. Cirelli, Beniers, Haken was a fantastic find. Middlestat was solid. We acquired some guys here at the deadline too. Rylan Cox is almost ready to come up to the NHL. It's his first year in Anchorage. He had a good year, 69 points, and Cox had 69 points, and you can't make this stuff up. I'm sorry. I just spent like 2 hours trying to fix my recording setup, so I'm a little tired. So this one may not be the best commentary you've ever heard, but you get to see the most authentic version of me. Always be yourself no matter what you do. But here we go. We're going to simulate to the draft here and just see how it goes. The playoff champions are the Colorado Avalanche, the team we have lost to. And then I think, does that mean last year? No, last year they finished runner-up to Detroit. This year they're going to actually come out on top. I do not want to exit, and I do want to quickly view the playoff tree. Taking a look here, you can see they swept Columbus. Wow. So oh man, we really gave them the toughest test of the playoffs. 4-0, 4-1, and then we took them to 7. The only team to really stand up to the Colorado Avalanche was us. So, oh man, that's disappointing. Really, really disappointing. We take a look at the contracts too. Let's take a look at the expiring deals. It's obviously Chabot, Jake Bean. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Thomas Chabot. What do you want? Thomas Chabot wants 8.4 of our 15. Bean wants the same amount. What? Are you crazy right now? I'm willing to let Kalen Addison walk, considering we, I mean, oh man, he wants so much money. Other than that, there's really nobody else that is expiring that I'm down to extend Chabot. I didn't think I was going to get Chabot back, but I think if we keep Chabot and get rid of Bean, what would that do to our lines? Can I still see the lines? No, of course not. Why would I be able to view lines in the offseason or even paper lines? Let's take a look at defensemen. We'd have Gerard Chabot, Voloshenko Uyghur, Brestevich Evans. maybe we make some moves, shed some salary again in the system. We've got McKenzie, who could be ready to come up. Guys, I think that's the move. I really do. I think we let Jake Bean walk. He's been so good for us, and he's probably going to jump. That's back-to-back 51-point seasons. But Thomas Chabot is another level. That gives us an absolutely dominant top pairing. And yes, he was a -3, but it was towards the end of the season where Ovechkin absolutely ruined us. Alex Ovechkin was a phenomenal player in the playoffs, but in the regular season for us, he was horrific. But I didn't get him for the regular season. I got him for the playoffs. And you can see when the moments mattered the most, he stepped up. So Ovechkin, to extend him, he wants $5 million. I don't want to do that, but I'm really wondering if I risk potentially waiting until the re-sign phase for Chabot to see if maybe I doubt he's gonna move. He's not gonna decrease, right? He had 46 points in 80 games. Was a +5, had 10 goals, and in the playoffs, he had 9 points. Yeah, the playoffs are where it shows up the most. So Thomas Chabot, and he does want a contract extension, right? So maybe I can get him at 4x8 flat. If I can get him at $8 million flat, that would leave us with $7.6 million. We would let Bean walk, we'd let Ovechkin walk, and we'd pretty much run it back with everybody else we've got. Carrier doesn't want to come back, which actually kind of sucks. Linus Karlsson here, I believe we claimed him off waivers. Yeah, he went and he just was kind of scratched the whole time. How does he look? Honestly, not that bad of a player, to be honest. 85 passing, 90 puck control. Honestly, I'm not opposed to bringing him back for obviously a minor league deal here. Yeah, he wants a two-way deal. We'll give him that. Beautiful. All right, so we'll give him that. And then in the system, we're hoping that some of our guys do end up jumping and are ready to help out. McKenzie, Cox. We could even use Ulf Sundqvist up here. He does not want an extension, but you know what? I'm going to offer him the maximum amount I can on a two-way deal. So $1 million for, yeah, sure, why not? Ulf Sundqvist, why don't you come back? Why? We traded for you. I wanted you. I gave you a shot. But anyway, we can see some of the awards as well. Taking a look here. The cup winners are obviously the Avs. They won pretty much everything there was, except for the Prince of Wales, which they can't win. But Kucherov is a member of the Rangers, wins the Art Ross. McKinnon wins the Hart. Fox wins the Norris. Kucherov wins the Lady Byng. The Rangers were stacked. Zvitov wins the Calder. Zvitov was very, very good. His third overall pick. Mikko Rantanen wins the Conn Smythe. Spencer Knight wins the Vezina. He's been pretty much owning that trophy. That and the William Jennings trophy, he actually has to let go to Nedeljkovic. So, interesting. Haig wins the Bill Masterton. It's a random dice throw at that point. Ramirez, Aho, Kucherov, and then Maurice Rocket Richard goes to Austin Matthews. So we do win a trophy there. You can see the trophies in the link in the comments too. There's so much data there. It's awesome for those of you that are like me and love to see a lot of data, especially around this kind of stuff. There's so much there for you guys to analyze, and there's even a couple neat charts. But Thomas Chabot is going to take 4x8, and I will take that. Carlson's back, and Sundqvist is back. So that's beautiful. Honestly, everybody that I really wanted back is back. And look at that, a very quiet lottery. A couple familiar names there at the top. New Jersey, Buffalo, Ottawa, Vancouver works their way up there. But Winnipeg jumps New Jersey. New Jersey only jumps down one spot. But here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the retired players. It is Joe Pavelski. Claude Giroux retires at 40 as a member of the Buffalo Sabres. Phil Kessel, Jonathan Toews, Taylor Hall, Eric Carlson, Logan Couture, Jordan Eberle, Braden Shen, Jeff Skinner, Hornqvist, Doughty. Wow, so many big names here. So many names. And one of them, Ovechkin, did not retire. That's crazy to me. But I think Pavelski, Kessel, Giroux, Toews, and I'd say Doughty, Carlson, Ekman Larson too. That's a good, jeez. There's so many good players in this class of retirements. Bobrovsky, Leonard, Kemper, Jake Allen, Antti Ranta. Okay, so it's Grubauer, a solid amount of retirements. Giroux is now a coach, and Hornqvist is now a coach. The coaches that have retired, Nikolai Bobrovsky. I like Nikolai Bobrovsky. Unfortunately, he is going to call it quits, hang him up. Emiliano Ritu retires as a member of the Honolulu Hammerheads. So we now have a coaching vacancy. And it's time to view the draft class where we have had quite a bit of success in recent memory. And oh, by the way, here is a left-wing medium elite grinder at 42 from Liga, which has been pumping out talent. And then a medium elite Berkov from Germany here, a two-way defender as well. A 3-bar medium elite Jaden Corvo. So He could be a move, but Burkov is 5 years away, and Topi Viukula will be an amazing bottom sixer for us as a medium elite. 42 is where he's projected to go, so we definitely want to keep an eye on him. A low elite here at 54, and Eric Packard, 3 years away with a bunch of X factors. So we will take that, as well as a low elite enforcer, Michael Dubois, who's got gold truck. Oh my God, Michael Dubois is going to be an absolute, just absolutely have to pick him up. Let's pin the guys that we wanted to pin here. Berkov, Viukala. I honestly think this draft class is going to be a lot quieter than we're used to. We'll take a look at the medium top sixes that could be like later on. I guess we have a pick probably in the late 20s. We definitely have a pick in the late 20s. 3 years away here, Ernest Comrie. Some of these medium top sixes, they don't interest me just because they don't have X factors, and that should be it. There's a couple gems here that I still don't agree with the low top six being a gem. Any defensemen that are interesting? Bjorn Endras, 2 years away, plays like Sergei Gonchar. Could be a really good player, for sure. And then we've got at 22 year, Maddox Smithson. Jesus Nemes is 2 years away, as well as potentially a defensive defenseman with physical. Yeah, definitely a defensive defenseman. Man, this guy's pretty good at 2 years away. He's probably in the low 70s. We could definitely snag him. And then there's a goaltender that's medium starter. Ooh, potentially at 527. I doubt it. But taking a look here, let's take a look at the pin, guys. I didn't interview anybody, but that's okay. We don't really care about interviewing players anymore, do we? Probably not. Let's take a look at our draft board and our projected draft picks. So the draft board here, we've got 39, 42, 50, 54, 70, and 132. Endris here, we saw, is the medium top four 2 years away. Topi Viukala at 42 is the absolute Viukola, is the guy we have to take at 42. Absolutely have to have that pick. Nemej is a medium top four, so maybe we sacrifice Endris and get Nemej, who's also 2 years away. He is shoot pinch, though. That's not great. Shoot pinch for both of them. Is it accurate? It's accurate for Nemez. Nemais, maybe, I don't know. But it is not quite accurate for Endris, so there is hope. Then Eric Packard here, the low elite with a ton of X Factor abilities. Potentially a sniper. Absolutely have to take him. Viukola and Packard are two guys we got to come out with, especially Christian Berkov here, medium elite defenseman with potentially cycle pinch. A bunch of X Factors, so this guy could be dang good. And then Michael Dubois, the low elite enforcer with gold truculence, and back at ya. Welcome to ESHL. This is the player you play against all the time. So, we are definitely going after picks 42, 54, 70, and 132. So that's at least what we have to keep in mind for now. As far as our projected picks, we'll take a look. I believe we gave up one. Yeah, we have a bunch of seconds. So things look good for our ability to snag some of these guys. I can't believe we got all the players we did and still have all these seconds. That's why you do this drafting and scouting stuff, because you don't have to give up picks. You can reload them, and then you can trade those players that you can tell aren't going to make it, and you can trade them for Ovechkin and Shabbat, and then re-sign some Shabbat, and then win the cup next season. Let's clip that if it does happen. But we'll start the entry draft here. We have pick number, actually, officially, we have picks 30, 37, 60, 63, 77. So we are going to probably move down with 30, 37. I mean, we could, but we don't have to, right? If we take a look at the draft board, at pick 30, we could take Endris. 37, we could take Viukola. And then, yeah, that might be the move. And then 50, 54, 70, and 132. So taking a look at the picks. Let's go here. We have 60 and 63, 77. So we'd probably give up 60, 77 in these later round picks to move up into the low 40s, early 50s, maybe. I didn't show you guys the guy at the top of the draft class. He's about to get picked, I believe, by the Winnipeg Jets. So if we take a look at the draft class real quick, is he a franchise talent? No, he's not. Yahir Bates, really good. Plays like Patrick Kane. Looks like a very good player. I'm not convinced that I need to move up for him. And wow, really, that's it? Lapointe, though, offensive defenseman, insane there at 3. Albert Ekblad, another really good player. So at 3, maybe we just call the Buffalo Sabres, see if we can go up to 3. It doesn't hurt to call them, right? I mean, you never know. They have Owen Power. They let Darlene go. No trades. Wait, where's Darlene? Rasmus Dahlin has no value because he does not have an extension signed. We wouldn't be able to grab him just because we don't have the salary cap to bring him on right now. Which is a bit unfortunate, but Owen Power, we could bring in Owen Power, but it would cost us Sorelli, Luukkonen, and Van Riemsdyk. That's honestly nothing, all things considered. But I don't want to do that. I really don't. Dylan Cousins could be an interesting, I'm gonna stop. Dylan Cousins, Luukkonen in a third, Haken in Luukkonen. Wow, okay. Did not expect to see that there. But Matthew Savoy doesn't look like he's gonna be good. Schroeder does. Kim Schroeder looks like he will be good. But not necessarily. Hey, look at Isaac Rosen. I've never seen him grow, but he's an insane playmaker. He just doesn't score. But that's okay. We're not going to worry about that right now. So we're going to see what teams would give us for the 30th overall pick. We need to move down a couple spots, maybe collect a few assets, and then move up a couple spots. I'm really not all that worried. But 30 here, we're going to get one offer from the Calgary Flames. I don't want to do it. We'll take a look at defensemen as well. We'll throw in Jake Bean into this deal because we don't plan on re-signing him anyway. The Calgary Flames, okay, and there's the 98th overall pick. So the Calgary Flames are the most interested. They're a team that we trade with a ton. Do they have any picks this year? Do they give them all away? No, they have got 44. Do we need pick 44? Because I would trade down for 44 and next year's third. That's probably too much value. We could probably get the Bruins third next year and 44 overall. I don't think that's good because we definitely need 2 picks earlier. And the Winnipeg Jets have taken their guy. It is Bates, the medium elite. Yeah, this is a pretty weak top of the draft class, but we take a look at our draft board again. 44 would help us get us Nemes, and we could take Vukola. We would just have to pass on Endress. Which, like I said, I'm not too upset with because he's 2 years away. He's 3 years. Oh, he's 19. I didn't realize Topi Vukola was 19 already. And this guy's 20. Jesus Nemij is already 20 and he's 2 years away. So, honestly, Endress and Vukola are the guys we should end up taking, passing on Nemij and then taking Packard here. Christian Berkoff is the medium elite defenseman who's 20, but listen, he's trade value at that point. And then here's a low elite enforcer. So 70 and 132 are less concerning. And here we go. Eric Packard at 54 is a must. And then 39 and 42. 39, 42, and 54. 39, 42, and 54. Say that with me one more time. 32. I forgot. 42, 50. Forget it. It's already long gone in my brain. Which is why I need to write these down or at least take a picture of these because it would help so much. Draft board. Let's take a look at the picks we need. It is those guys there, and we're okay with passing on. Well, I kind of want Endros and Vukola. Right, so we need 39 and 42, which means I think our first 2 picks are locked in. We'll take Endress at 30, and at 37, we'll take Vukola. We'll let Nemij walk. He looks good. He looks like he could be ready, but he's already 20. His trade value is going to be lower just because he's already going to be like maybe 70, 72, somewhere in that overall. Packard's definitely a guy we want at 54, okay? So we need to move up from our 60s to 54, and then Berkov and Dubois, they shouldn't be hard to go snag. So we're going to keep our first and our second round pick. This second, the Bruins second at 60, and then, 60 and 67 we can use to go up to 54 and potentially snag, so with this 30th overall pick, we'll take Endress. Then with this 37th, we'll take Vukola. Then with the pick we trade up for, we can take Packard. With the 63rd pick, we'll take Berkov, and then we just need to find a way to get pick 132 for Dubois. The Devils are on the clock, so I'm just going to advance it anyway. They take Reza, who I said I was not impressed with. He's 75. He's definitely... The next 3 picks are going to be better than Reza. Not a bad pick, per se. He looks pretty good. But just watch. Buffalo got the better player. Ekblad. Oh, what? Wait, timeout. Ottawa. Do you want to... I really want that offensive defenseman, Ottawa. I really like that defensive defenseman that's NHL ready and a medium elite. Would you be willing to give up the 4th overall pick For Voloshenko, Burke, and a second. Don't want to do that one. That's not the trade I want to do. Burke was looking okay. He could be good someday, but Voloshenko, no. And I'm willing to give up a next year second. You got me there. You got me there. Maybe we give up 30 to go up here. Burke is what he is. He's 69 only still. I mean, he could be good. And a next year second to go up to 4. Ooh, quite far off still. Interesting. Do you guys want a slightly used Jake Bean? They do. They do want to slightly use Jake Bean. Aren't we? No, they're not particularly interested either. That is a bummer. Skaters matching the block. Brustevich, Kuleshov. Kuleshov I acquired at the deadline as a future. McCarty as well. Damphouse. Yeah, nobody. Burke is probably the guy I would get rid of, to be honest. Voloshenko and Girard, obviously they want them. Who wouldn't want them? But rookie skaters I can throw in for value. Doesn't look like we have many. Mayorov at 20 at 68. That's tough. I would give up Mayorov. Mayorov is the X factor, right? And I can probably keep the first and probably Burke. So a second Mayorov and Bean for this pick. Yeah, I didn't think. That's actually right. That's probably not going to go through. Let's give up. Let's see if we can give them a second. We have multiple seconds. We'll give them a second and a third this year, and I'll keep my second. So will it go through? Rejected. I didn't think so. I'll give up the first. I'll give up our first and a third. Mayorov and Bean. Trade rejected. Quite far off. Goodness gracious. Can we give up 60? We'll give up a second next year. I don't know what next year holds, but we'll try it. Trade accepted. We are going to move up in the draft. Beautiful. All right. So we are going to get, oh gosh, I know who I'm taking 100%. I am absolutely taking Jacques Lapointe, the left defenseman, offensive defenseman who looks insane with cycle pinch, has absolutely what we needed after letting Jake Bean walk. Welcome to the Honolulu Hammerheads, Jacques Lapointe, 77 overall, medium elite offensive defenseman who looks like a stud with thunderclap, tape to tape, 1T, elite edges, magnetic, and heat seeker. He's honestly the second best player in the draft. When they said he was NHL ready, I believed it. He may not be quite NHL ready. He may have to go play in the CHL one more year and dominate with the St. John Sea Dogs. But hey, I'll take it. And the Vancouver Canucks, Punavaz. So that changes our draft board strategy here. I guess we take Viucola now with our 37th pick because he's a medium elite forward. Rather than Endress, because we just basically got the guy that is Endress, but better, right? I guess we could try and get Endress, and I would rather take Viucola, and then we still need 54 for Packard here, the low elite 18-year-old. We definitely need to move up above 54. 70 and 132 are nice to haves, but not absolute necessities. So we still have the 60th overall pick, which we will probably package with a 6th and a 7th, see if we can move up into the 50s. Let's go ahead and call Buffalo wants them all. That's pick 36. That's too high value. The Carolina Hurricanes, 47. 47 would be a good number to go after, I think, to try and scoop him up. We'll keep the 7th just for a little sweetener. Trade accepted. Beautiful. So we trade our second and we move up. And we now have the pick that we can go after Packard with. So we're going to take Viucola with our 37th overall pick. We're going to take Packard with our newly acquired 47th overall pick. And then we need a pick for 70, which is right there. And then we need a pick for 132. So we'll put both of these picks. 132 is what we need. Something around. There we go. The 4th round pick. A 5th and a 7th for the 4th. And a 7th. I'm just going to throw it in there. Trade accepted. Why not? Okay. So there we go. We now have all the picks we need. We can sim to our next pick. Jacques Lapointe is the highlight of this draft. We are going to go after Viucola just because he's medium elite and he could be insane. I know he's already 19, but he's got like really good abilities and he's going to really make the 3rd and 4th line just dominant. So there we go. The 65 medium elite grinder there early in the 2nd. Our next pick is going to be Packard. Not Nemij, because he's 2 years away. Yes, he's medium top, blah, 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 blah. But compare him to a guy like Eric Packard, who's 2 years younger, low elite. He's not quite as ready, but he's 3 years away, so he's 1 year worse, right? So why not? We'll do that. Eric Packard, the low elite playmaker at 62 overall with gold tape-to-tape wheels, puck on a string spinorama, and ankle breaker. Oh, we are getting a lot of X factors this draft class. We get a trade offer for Athens? No. I would like to take this pick. Thank you. I do appreciate the call, though. It's always nice that somebody's wanting to reach out to me and check in on me. But I'm going to take Christian Berkoff, the German defender, the medium elite. He's got plenty of time to simmer now because we got Jacques Lapointe, 56, medium elite, two-way defender with gold. Send it back at you off the rush in reverse, heat seeker, and yoink. Next, we are going to pick 128 to take Dubois. And there he is. The the low elite enforcer, Michel Dubois, from the Shawinigan Cataracts. 57 low elite enforcer. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm very, very happy with this draft. And then we get to take a swing on one more player. Taking a look here, sort by potential. Is there anybody even close? There's 2-bar low elite, Abel Reynolds. Honestly, 2-bar low elite's not the end of the world to swing on. There's Huxley, Connor Huxley. You know what? We haven't taken a goalie this draft class. We have to take a goalie, so we're going to take him. And he's a medium backup, so okay. I'm not too worried about that, but another successful draft. Thank you to me for taking a screenshot of that. But Jacques Lapointe, the player we weren't expecting to trade up for and acquire, we have now gone and acquired Viucola, Packard, Berkoff, and Dubois. So we really only miss out on Lamaze and the earlier guy, the defenseman that I replaced with Lapointe. So otherwise, pretty solid year for the draft. We just don't have a second next year, which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, it works. Timu Varakas, our AHL goalie coach, is expired. Oh, we also need to sign some scouts and re-sign some players. So let me go ahead and do the behind the bench, front office stuff, and then I'll come back with you guys when we do the on-ice stuff. So the coach that retired was actually our goalie coach for the NHL, and I re-signed our AHL goalie coach as well as the scouts, and we've pretty much done the re-signing thing. Because taking a look at all expiring contracts, Ovechkin is an 83, 42 years old, wants 4.4, but I'm sorry, I gotta do this, Ovi. I gotta do it to you. I'm sorry. You've got 1,050 goals. Just call it quits, my guy. You're gonna break Gretzky's record in the playoff. No, he's not. 200, but he's a point per game in the playoffs, which is pretty darn impressive. But I can't afford to bring him back. We have 10.6 million in cap space, but I do have to keep an eye towards the future. We'll work from the crease out, right? Just on the main roster. You can see we've still got Luukkonen and Wolf, Leinonen, Malmstrom, and then Lincoln Van Riemsdyk. So hopefully Malmstrom is growing, jumps a bit. Topias Leinonen, another Buffalo Sabres goalie that we've acquired. They're a great pairing down there in the AHL. I can't even say anything about it. And then Lincoln Van Riemsdyk, we'll see how he does. Defensively, though, we got Gerard Chabot, Voloshenko, Uyghur, Brustevich, Evans. Jacques Lapointe probably is not ready. He's listed as a minor league top 2 defenseman. McKenzie could jump, which makes me hesitant to give Kalen Addison tons of money. He does not want to come back anyway, and he wants $4 million. I'm not paying $4 million for a bottom pairing defenseman. That's what he would be for us. Tuo Misto has been great in the AHL. He wants to come back, so I will bring him back. Sean Day has been great in the AHL. We will bring him back as well. Hataka has also been fine in the AHL, I think. Berkoff there as well. So we've got Brustevich, Evans. Riker Evans can probably be the scratched player up in the NHL. It probably sounds about right for him. Brustevich will play on the third pairing. Hopefully he grows a bit for us. He had a solid season. I did scratch him at the deadline because we upgraded over him. But honestly, all things considered, that's a fine rookie season for a 78 overall defenseman. Taking a look at the forward core. Alex Ovechkin, we are going to release him. Sorry, Ovi. But we've got Matthew Sorelli Benson. Don't worry. Oh, Haken has jumped. Haken is now an 86 overall second line forward. Oh, baby. Let's go. That is still one of the best RFAs we've done so far. Austin Matthews, Sorelli Benson, Haken, Safronov, Yamamoto, Beniers, Catton, Middlestat, Gustafsson, Carlson, and Toropchenko. Toropchenko has been an absolute staple of the AHL. He's going to be a Honolulu Hammerheads lifer, or I guess I should say an Anchorage Voyageurs. lifer. So there we go. We've got a couple players down in the AHL to just bring back. They've been killing it. They're so close. I want this team to win the title once, just once down there, please. We'll release Pedersen. We're just kind of clogged with those kind of guys. Tixela, you've been great, but thank you for your service. I no longer need it. But as far as young up-and-comers, there's so many down there in the AHL. I'm very, very excited about it. We do probably need to sign a brand new fourth line, leaving probably one spot. But we got Matthews, Sorelli, Benson on the top line by overall. Haken, Safronov, Yamamoto, right? And that's some kind of combination of that will be our top 6. Then Beniers, Cat, and Middlestat. That's not actually the worst third line, but if I could use my 10-ish million to sign 1 or 2 third liners, and then, well, 1 third liner because we want Catton at least playing on the third line with Beniers. Sign another third liner to go with him. We got Beniers, who's the 2-way forward. We've got Catton, who's the playmaker. Maybe we need a third line goal scorer. Somebody like what Victor Olofsson used to do for us. And then we can play Middlestat and 2 fourth liners and get another Carrier back and get guys that are just good for you. They don't hurt you, but they don't boost you up. Middlestat was honestly pretty good last year. 24 points, -4. He didn't play much at all, right? I feel like I almost want to give him more ice time, but considering the fact that his defensive category was so bad last year, his minus has just been always pretty awful. I think I want to keep him down on there on the fourth line. Toropchenko's back, Fitzgerald's back, Ataka's back, Day's back, Stadenic's back, Hayden's back, Tuomisto's back. And those are the guys we cared about, right? McAllister is back. Vikland is back. He accepts. Varakis, our AHL goalie coach, who's been phenomenal for grooming those AHL goaltenders into studs, which makes me feel really, really good about the future of Jorgen Malmstrom. Contract renewal there, contract renewal there, contract renewal here and there, and you get an extension, you get an extension, everybody gets an extension. And there we go. All right, contract limit warnings. I'm not warned. I don't need to be warned. One thing I do want to keep in mind, though, is there any elite talent? Rasmus Dahlin, yes. Yes, there is. Nikita Kucherov could be a move. Same thing with Jack Roslovic. Both of those guys are quite good. 22-year-old, 11.4 million. Dvorsky, another one of those guys that we could go after for 5 million. Dalibor Dvorsky, drafted by the Nashville Predators. Interesting. I think I almost took him over Zach Benson, but we moved up and got Zach Benson. So I'm very happy with that one. Hodgson here wants a ton of money. Balej, the sniper. Ladislav Balej from the Arizona Coyotes. Oh my God, Arizona. I would give him 3 years. What would it take? 3 years at just under 4 million? Just about 4 million? I would give him 4.2 million for 3 years, but I don't think we can. We don't have the offer sheet compensation to get Balej. Man, I don't know why the Arizona Coyotes keep letting these guys just walk to free agency. I really don't understand what Arizona's plan is for these guys. Arizona has 33 million in cap space, and they probably do need him back. However, what would it take to trade for him? I guess I could go trade and get our second back from Ottawa, and then go offer sheet him and see how that works. Or I could just make the direct approach and say, hey, I would like Balej. He's really expensive. A second sounds pretty solid right now. A second sounds really good. For Balej, an 84, he's that perfect third line sniper that I was hoping to get. He fits the fourth line, but he's got he's got all those X factors. He's 22 at 84, so he's not quite done yet, right? He's still got plenty of time to improve, and if he doesn't at an 84, at 3 years at 4-ish million, I'm absolutely fine with that. Taking a look at the rest of the guys here that ended up, oh my God, there's so many medium elite. There's Casper Halton in here. Could be another revitalization project from the Buffalo Sabres, the sniper. I've had him before. He looks pretty horrible. I can see why Buffalo would let him walk. -16. Yeah, he just never really develops into that stud that you want him to be, and especially with that defensive category, I really don't think I can afford to do that. But here we go. There's Sergei Afinogenov, draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Looks pretty good, honestly. Some of these other guys in the 50s, not good. Kucherov, very good. Mayorov, Vyacheslav Mayorov, I traded him away, and he made it back to free agency as a UFA. Yes, welcome back to the Honolulu Hammerheads. I'll take him back for free. I'll take that. He'll go play in the AHL or at least grow a little bit. As far as goaltenders, 22-year-old Levo, Kari Levo, 22 years old. What does he want? Is that a two-way deal that I see? I'll give him, yeah, there we go. No picks required. We're going to offer it anyway, right? Why not? Tristan Lennox there. We've seen him before. Forwards. Yeah, I do want to check the RFA situation. Now with Dalibor Dvorsky, who would be great and all. He fits the bottom six and the power play. He's really good. He's really a good playmaker. Honestly, he's insane. But let's see. What can I get him for any kind of... Ooh, a 3-year, $4.5 million deal honestly could be something that works for me. Nashville now. How much cap space does Nashville have? Are they in a cap crunch? Right? That could be a move. Nashville has $27 million in cap space. I believe they will match our offer. I believe that's what the Arizona Coyotes did. And I believe the only reason that... we got Hassan, I believe is his name, from the Winnipeg Jets, because they didn't have any cap space. So we're going to look at teams that don't have cap space and see if they've got RFAs on the block. Ooh, Edmonton. Edmonton's got some RFAs. They've got no cap space. I doubt they've got any RFAs. Yeah, it doesn't look like they've got anybody. There's one guy way down there, but he's not quite worth it. Hey, a lot of cap space floating around in the world here. So really not many teams are in the cap crunch. Yeah, AI's done a good job of managing their salary cap. And okay, so pretty much everybody is good to go there. So I think I'm going to look more so for defensive forwards rather than going after some of these ridiculously elite talents. St. Louis, why did you can't let this guy go. St. Louis, please sign this guy again. But overall, and what are they seeking? This is probably a good indicator for us to find some real bargains for the bottom line. We found a couple of those last season. We found some of those 80 overalls that wanted like nothing. Like 800,000 is what they took on a one-way deal. Don't that kind of put us in a cap crunch at the deadline, but so far it's not looking like we've got anybody like that. Maybe no, York's a forward. Or defenseman. I need a forward. There's Kirk here, the two-way forward, Liam Kirk. Looks solid enough, right? He looks all right. He played for Tampa, didn't do well. But as a fourth liner, I can't really complain too much. I need two of these guys or at least a third liner. What I think I might want to do is pick over the guys that don't really get signed, right? Those guys that don't really have a home. Right now. So I definitely want that third line goal scorer, and as much, oh man, it would be awesome to get a guy, Balej, I believe was his name. There's Alex Tuck. We've seen Alex Tuck do good things, but I think he'd be overpaid at that price. Mikheyev is really well-rounded. How does he do? He's probably, he's dominant everywhere he goes, and he played it really well. And important, I believe he scored a few goals against us in the playoffs too. Yeah, 15 points in 20 games played for them, and he was playing 16 minutes, so that's middle 6 minutes. That's what we'd be giving him. He could be a move there at $3.4 million for 3 years. So that's a lot of years. Not exactly what I want to see. There's Sean Monahan. There's also Seth Jarvis. He's an RFA, but he's that sniper. He's a sniper, but I don't have the stuff to give him. Give him 3 years at 3.2. See what it would cost. 3.5. What would it cost us to get him? We don't have the offer sheet compensation. 2.5. So we don't have the compensation to do that. But then there's Pavel Zacha. Bring back Pavel Zacha, although he's never been good for us. He literally has never been good for us. But he just went to Colorado and won. Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me a lot that he just knocked us out. No, it wasn't him. I would have remembered Pavel Zacha. Maybe I've forgotten at this point. But I definitely want to give some money to a third liner, but it doesn't seem like anybody's really out there that we desperately want. So I'm going to do the coaching staff and the scouting. We're going to advance like a week and then see who changes their tune. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have brought back Vyacheslav Mayorov. And we are ready to just kind of take a look at guys that are available for us. And the Colorado Avalanche seem to want to offload some cap space. We're now on July 4th. Has anybody changed their tune? Probably not. How many RFAs are still available? Probably not a lot. Oh, just kidding. What? The LA, you've got a medium franchise defenseman here. Give him some money. 2 teams are interested here. We would have to give up a ton of capital to sign him for 3 years, $9 million. What would $9 million cost? I mean, we just went out and got Shabbat. We went out and drafted somebody, right? I don't know if it's worth it to give $9 million, which would give this year's first, second, and third, which we can't do. Not pending free agents. I want to know what we could offer sheet somebody, because the offer sheet way seems to be the way that we've gotten quite a bit of talent. I'm causing some ripples here, but no more than 7.6 million. Above, less than 2.5, or 5 to 7. Okay. 5 to 7 would cost this year's first and a third. Then we wouldn't have any picks in the early rounds. But you know what? We'll just see. Let's just look at affordable players that maybe down here have changed their tune a bit. Nicholas fits the third line. He's got a pretty good shot. Really well-rounded two-way guy. 48 points in Florida with 28 goals for the Florida Panthers. Holy moly. What a year for Wah. There's Eduard Sal, who was taken by the Minnesota Wild. He's an RFA, I believe. Yeah, he wants 7.5 million. Chinikov. Chinikov is a sniper, too, right? Igor Chinikov. Really, really good looking player here. 17 minutes a night, so it was like second line. Shot 8.7%, which is a down year compared to what he's been doing in the sim for like the whole time here, right? He's usually shooting above 10%. He put up 184 shots. Maybe his shots, he's just born to be a third liner. Does he fit? He fits the fourth line, the power play, and the penalty kill. That's interesting. I didn't want to look at all the way up there. Shoot. I hate when I do that. I just want to flip through and it just jumps you back to the top. Chinikov. And then who was the other guy down here that was like 4 million? I saw somebody else besides Chinikov. There were 2 snipers. It was Alex Formenton here. The sniper, he's pretty well-rounded. I think I'd almost rather have the two-way forward where is he? Nicholas Roy Waugh. He can play right winger. He's a third line player. He wants 2 years. There's another team interested in him. So we'd probably have to give him like 5 million for 1 year, 5.2 million. I'd give him for 1 year. We'll see how he plays, and then maybe re-sign him after that. Maybe not, because we'll have other players coming up. But I think I'm going to offer him that contract. I definitely think I'm going to offer him that contract. I feel good about it. And then Mikheyev. I mean, Mikheyev's another guy that we could go after for that third line and then bump Middlestat to the fourth line, right? We would need to sign one more player, and that guy could absolutely be a bottom pairing guy. Mikheyev, I'll give you 1 year, 3.75. And then we'll take a look and sort by defensive category for forwards. Defensive category, all these guys at the top are the elite of the elite. Anze Kopitar still wants ridiculous money. And then we'll see here, 81, Adam Lowry. Is there anybody cheap? Maybe I'll wait a little bit again. Forrester here, Hans Forrester. Great, does have a great defensive category. Probably not. Probably don't want him on the team right now. Par Rodin, no, okay. We'll give these guys a couple more days. It was like the low 80s, the 80 overall guys that 80, 81 overall that wanted no money and to play on the fourth line, and they were content with it. There was a few guys here and there. They weren't everywhere, but Akurati, according to this. Where has he played recently? He played in the AHL in Calgary, playing top line ice time. That's pretty good for him. Medium top 9, 80 overall, depth forward, two-way forward. Does he fit the scheme? We don't think so. He is just on the fourth line and at less than $1 million per year. A two-way deal. I'll give him a 2-year. Yeah, beautiful. That's and plus I can send him down. That's exactly the kind of thing that I was hoping to find. Some of these guys that, like Adam Gaudette. Adam Gaudette is a great two-way forward, defensive forward. I think I'm going to give him a contract too. Just load up on some of these depth guys. 1 year, that's fine. And okay, so we're good to go there. Advance the day. Kari Levo is going to go with another team. That's fine. I didn't think we were going to get him anyway, but it would have been nice to have. Advance the day, incoming trade offer. Brustevich, don't want to give him up. Let's see if these guys decide to accept or not. No, I do not want to trade Ulf Sundqvist for nothing, for peanuts. Mikheyev is going to accept. Roy is going to accept. And Adam Gaudette's going to accept as well as Akurati. So there we go. We are all set and ready to advance to next season. So I'll catch up with you guys at the lines. So guys, this is a really interesting trade offer here. The Red Wings are offering me Cope, who they can't seem to sign, for Vukola, who we just drafted. Cope is an 86 medium elite power forward with an elite shot who could instantly slot in the top 6. Problem is, we just used our bunch of our cap space on guys that are bottom 6ers. So I'll have to see what Cope wants, but Vukola and Delisle, who we know we've got medium elite goalies. Stanley is another throw-in 80 overall, probably just to make it work. This is a trade that could work. We are going to exit the trade, but we are going to take a look at it here. Stop the sim, stop the sim, stop the sim. Please stop the sim. Please stop the sim. Oh my god, I can't stop the sim. Thank you. Do not exit to the main menu. Cope, what is it going to take to sign Cope? What is he looking for? Cope wants $10 million over 6 years. I've got about $3 million to offer you, bud. I can't really, I can't really offer him that unless going back the other way is some salary. And what salary would we be fine with giving up? Obviously, I can't give up those guys that we just signed. I could give up Safronov going the other way. It's so much more expensive though for him. I guess I could give up Kyler Yamamoto. Maybe. Roy's kind of killing us here, right? Mikheyev, Voloshenko, Uyghur, yeah, see, sorting by cap hit, it doesn't look like it would make much sense at all. I mean, I guess I could send Cirelli back the other way. He is our captain though, and Cirelli's been so good for us every year. I would hate to ship off the captain, but that's $9 million right there. We might be able to get him at a little bit of a discount. He's already 31, making 6.250 on the second line. Haken's going to kind of take a spot. Maybe I can send them Cirelli back and get a pick or find a trade for Cirelli. Cirelli seems to be like, if we just sort by age, right? Like Uyghur could be a guy to go, but Mikheyev, no, we just signed him. Shabbat, I just signed him too. Cirelli, 3 years left on that $6.25 million deal. We could get Marino or Malkin. Detroit doesn't have the cap space to take on him anyway, so we'd have to find ourselves our own trade. Arizona, do you guys want? I'd hate to banish Cirelli to Arizona. Oh, that would be so mean. Did they sign Balaj? They did. 5.25 million for 4 years. That's it? For a medium elite sniper with an elite shot? What the heck? I mean, that could go through. It doesn't solve our cap problem. Maybe I can get a first off of them. Oh, I can absolutely get a first off of them for Cirelli. And considering where they've been for years, that could be good. Let's throw in a first and a fourth for Cirelli to just kind of cap dump. That gives us just about 10 million. We can obviously give Cope less, but as a medium elite power forward, I'm honestly going to go for it. And Cirelli's been so amazing, but he just sees his role get slashed year after year. 6.25, it's just not worth it for him anymore. Man. Oh, this hurts. That's our captain. That's our captain. Captain Cirelli with so many good moments, but I got to do it for the future of the franchise. I really do. A first and a fourth for Cirelli. Trade rejected. Am I going to get the first? Trade rejected. Wow. You know what? I'm going to try and get there first. I'll give them my third and Cirelli. Okay. I guess they don't want to give me their first. Skaters matching the block. Who do they want? They want Middlestat, Sundqvist, Gaudette, Gustafsson. They want Gustafsson, but he's not a needle mover. We don't really have anybody else here that I'm dying to get rid of. Mayorov, I did just sign back. I did just trade him too. We could trade him again. It's a little chintzy. Michel Dubois is our low elite enforcer. I want to keep him. Burke, I guess I could give up Burke. I'd give up Burke and Cirelli for a first from Arizona. Wow, okay, so you know what? Let's find a team that wants Cirelli and has the cap space. As much as I want Arizona's first, I don't think it's going to go through. Boston probably wouldn't have the cap space to make it work. Chicago was just at the top of the draft, right? We'll see if we can get there first for Cirelli. They want him. Will it go through? Rejected. I don't think we're getting a first for Cirelli. I really don't. Does anybody else want him? The Islanders want him. Oh, man, he's... Toronto wants him. Toronto, give us your first, and you can have him. Rejected. Woefully insufficient. Wow, okay. I guess Cirelli's not going to fetch me a first like I had wanted. Maybe I can just see if I can get a next year's first from the Arizona Coyotes. That's probably less valuable. Right? Next year's first for Cirelli. Rejected. Okay, so you know what? What we're going to do is we're just going to acquire all the picks. 2 seconds and a third round pick for Cirelli. This is a cap dump, don't forget. 2 seconds for Cirelli. Quite far off. How about a second and a third for Cirelli? Trade accepted. It's a done deal. And now we call Detroit back. Detroit, who wanted to give us skaters matching the block. Cope. I will take Cope. And then skaters matching the block. They wanted Viucola, right? Topi Viucola was the 19-year-old grinder. I'd do it, man. I would do it. Straight up. Trade rejected. That's kind of what I thought. We'll just recreate the trade that they had called me about. Delisle here looks pretty good. Can I give him Lincoln Van Riemsdyk? He's 72. He's jumped up to 72, but I'm going to have to re-sign him. 74 Malmstrom. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can give them Lincoln Van Riemsdyk. And then instead of getting Stanley in the return, right? Logan Stanley, although a defensive defenseman, that could just be a solid... No. Just get a pick. Just get a pick. Just get like a third. Cope and a third for Viucola and Van Riemsdyk. Trade accepted. We will see you out on the ice. So it's time to do a little bit more negotiating, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit more negotiating. Here's Cope. Here we go. What does he want now that he's come here? Oh, well, not much. He'll take a 7x8. Can we give him 7 years, $8 million? Will he take that? I hope not. I hope I don't piss him off. I definitely can I could give him a bridge deal to see how he plays, but he's already so insanely good looking. You know, those good genetics. We definitely want to keep the cap hit a little lower, so let's give him 6 years at $8 million. Is more likely to be accepted, right? I'm not sure he would accept 7x8, but we're gonna give it a try, right? He's considering his options. We'll give it a try. We'll see if Cope does end up re-signing with us. Brestevich for Gavrikov. They really want to screw me over on the signing here, don't they? They still want to give me Gavrikov, who's probably very, very old at this point. It's a big trade. I'm not interested in it, but it's a big trade. Burke, I still don't want Gavrikov, Florida. I just want to know if Cope is going to be signing his deal at 8x7. And guys, the reason I did 7 is for one reason, and one reason in particular. We now have some of our star players expiring at the same time, right? So we'll just take a look here. Buy potential. Benson, Cope, and Safronov. 7, 8, and 8, right? And they all should expire at the same time. So that gives us a really good opportunity to pivot if we make it that far, which we will, because I just want to take this franchise in 25 years, guys. It's going to be 25 years. But let's go ahead and check out those lines, guys. We now have Cope. We got a reason to cope with the Stanley Cup loss. So let's go check out those lines. The start of Season 7 is upon us, and we have to take a look at the captaincy. They gave... No. I'm sorry, Cope. You're not getting it. Samuel Girard has got to be the next captain of your Honolulu Hammerheads. We've got Girard. We've got Matthews. And I think... Oh, who else is... Is there anybody that's been here for a while? Not really. I mean, Gustafson, but... Probably not. Safronov had the whole I don't want to resign. Honestly, Yamamoto might be the perfect kind of alternate captain. Outside of Matthews, right? Zach Benson's young. He's really good. I don't know. He just kind of seems to have that leadership on the ice too. So Matty Beniers, though. Matty Beniers, you know what? We're going to go with Zach Benson. Zach Benson's getting the other alternate. And now it's time to take a look at the lines. Where Zach Benson's still an 86, Matthews 95, and Cope up there on the top line at an 86. Berkeley Catton at an 80 gets a +5 on the second line with Yamamoto and Safronov. Then we got Beniers, Haken, Roy, Linus Karlsson, Akurati, and Ilya Mikheyev. Middlestat, Gustafsson, Gaudette are all scratched, so I think I'll substitute Karlsson out for Casey Middlestat. Ooh, that gets a -2. Really strongly dislike that. I guess I'll put Adam Gaudette in. Nope, I will put Linus Karlsson in. Linus Karlsson's the only guy that doesn't get a minus here. Oh, it's because Ratti doesn't quite fit. But the team is looking very, very deep. I'm pretty happy with it. Haken, I mean, we get us a +2, and then Catton plays a bit more in his depth, but we'll start him on the second line again, like he started on the first line. Safronov doesn't seem to be the guy that's going to be getting us a +3 on the top line, but Benson, Matthews, Cope, that sounds pretty good to me. A playmaker, a sniper, and a power forward. Cope doesn't fit anything but the bottom 6, so it's fine. It is what it is. He still gets us a +3 thanks to his X factors. Defensively, oh man, we got a +5 on this middle pairing. Girard and Shabbat get a +2, so it's 91-90. We got 89-88, and then Riker, Evans, and Brestevich 78 and 78. But we do need to go take a look in the AHL, where Brian McKenzie is now a 79 and is listed as an NHL top 6 defenseman. Vyacheslav Mayorov is now a 70. That's nice to see. Rylan Cox still a 79. With Jacob Kuleshov, who played fine for us last season. Julian Bruce there. Larry McCarty is looking good. Guys, there's so much talent, like, just waiting in the wings. They're going to come up in their they're closer to their mid-20s than I would prefer. But we still have so much talent. And then you look at the defense here. Edit the lines. Sean Day up there with McKenzie. Frolov. We're going to have to sign somebody for the AHL, that's for sure. And then in goal, Topias Leinonen with Jorgen Malmstrom, who is going to get the starting job, in my opinion. I got to give Malmstrom the starting gig. In goal, Luukkonen and Wolf still rocking at the 86-83, so Wolf did not drop, which is good. Gaudette, Gustafsson, and Middlestat. Maybe we'll leave Middlestat scratched just in case we need a change of pace. Gustafsson, I think we may leave scratched as well. I think we should be okay here, guys. The lines look really, really sharp. Does Gustafsson get us? Gustafsson gets us a -1. It's okay, I guess. I guess I'll just play Karlsson. As much as it hurts me a little bit to do that. Haken, we'd get a +5 with Yamamoto down. I mean, that could be the move. Because then we get a no. It's better to get the +2 down here. Roy can play over on the right wing. Beniers and Haken. Who's better at faceoffs? They're the same. I'm going to put Haken at center, though. Beniers, honestly, I kind of like Haken on the second line here, but for a power forward that fits the third line so perfectly, guys, I'm gonna go with the chemistry, right? 91, 85, 91 is our second line according to chemistry. 89, 98, 89 is our first line. So, guys, things look really, really good. Defense, I'm really, really happy with this defensive core. I do want to call up McKenzie, there he is. Right, we need to send somebody down, which will be Gustafsson. Gustafsson is fine to be sent down. I'm not worried about it. Best lines it down there in the AHL. And then Riker Evans will get scratched. This is honestly perfect for McKenzie, who gets us a +5. We move him there. Wow, Uyghur gets us a +5 down there. McKenzie will get us a +3, so he could eventually come up to that top line, but I'm pretty happy with how he's grown. He looks amazing defensively. So guys, things are looking good for next season. Let's hope that we can keep it rolling. The team looks really good. They're really young. Hopefully we can grow a little bit. We've got some veterans. Obviously, Austin Matthews is 30, and he's got 3 years left on that $14 million deal. We'll see. We need to win one with him on the team. Obviously, we've been a cup contender ever since he got here, but man, oh man, this is really, really year 7. I just want to win a cup, guys. We've come this close. We've gotten closer every year. Not necessarily around closer this past year, but that much closer. Really hope this is our year to win the cup. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Any advice or tips you have for me, I'd love to read all of your comments. And those of you that have made it to the videos made it this far into the video, thank you so much for being here and listening to me stumble over my words. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in Season 7.
It's a free for all.